Hello, my name is Samuel Ludwick. I want to thank the Human Rights Global Coalition and Shad Budge for inviting me to speak. Through professional organizations like you to ensure human and civil rights for the globe, giving conferences, media attention, legal organizations, and attorneys to help fight this war on terrorism, which has been waged against our world through non-governmental environmental intelligence gathering, accrediting for research and investigation against weaponized nanobiotechnology, weaponized electromagnetic frequencies, directed energy weapons, chemtrails, and satellite weapons, etc. And with God's help, we can win this war on terrorism that is being waged against me, against targeted individuals, and against the world. This is my testimony before the Human Rights Global Coalition and the world. Thank you for the opportunity to allow me to give this short testimony on electronic intrusion, human trafficking, torture, murder, and sexual abuse through illegal remote influence, remote neural monitoring via unlawful implantation of nanobiotechnology wirelessly connected by neuroelectromagnetic frequencies. Since this testimony is limited to 5 minutes, I will let the world know where to access the research on this and the testimonies from all the victims of electronic terrorism, as well as my own, and who is responsible for this through overwhelming evidence from the scientific, medical, legal professionals from around the globe. All victims of electronic terrorism need to stay calm and patiently, meticulously put together their evidence on electronic intrusion. We are going to court. My full testimony of the series of events, the electromagnetic weapons, gang stalking, directed energy attacks, etc., and the evidence in my case is before the international courts. Attacks which have transpired over the last 20 years from electronic intrusion are before the International Tribunal of Natural Justice to the world at itnj.org, which will be released soon, as I just did it a couple weeks ago. Other victims' testimonies such as Mariana Maritato, Sister Carrie Berner, and Kevin Berner have been released through itnj.org and can be viewed now. Affidavits can be viewed at targetedjustice.com. Evidence can be viewed at targetedevidence.com. OneCellLightRadio.wordpress.com. Rutherford Institute, John Whitehead at rutherford.org. ourlighthouse.com. and drjudywood.com, etc. There's plenty of information out there. On Sunday, this past Sunday, on April 7, 2019, on the front page of the Tampa Bay Sunday newspaper, I read of mass shootings and murder-suicides all across Florida and this country. This testimony is dedicated to all the victims of electronic intrusion, control technology, and electronic satellite terrorism around the world. My name is Samuel Robert Ludwick. These crimes are outlined in many publications, periodicals, research papers by scientists, medical doctors, professionals from government agencies, and research groups, which are easily researched on the internet. Very important book here. And guinea pigs, Dr. John Hall, one of my favorites. The list is endless, and the people of the world need to do their research. A good place to start and to find all the evidence and research patents, etc., is, like I said, targetedjustice.com, targetedevidence.com, PAX International, which is PACTS, NTL.org, Ermateos International Groups, IRMAETOS.org, no, without the S.org. Rutherford Institute, the International Tribunal for Natural Justice at itnj.org, etc. These electromagnetic frequencies coming into my head, torso, and extremities are associated with organizations, corporations, schools, colleges, universities, discovered by in an investigation by Melinda Kidder, private investigator at Columbia Investigations, and Dr. Hildegard Staniger, industrial toxicologist for integrative health systems, both highly respected professionals in their fields. Their professional reports are in evidence with the International Tribunal, showing I have 11 frequencies coming into nanobiotechnology throughout my nervous systems, and are discussed in my full testimony to the International Tribunal for Natural Justice, soon to be released at itnj.org. Now, I have substantial medical records, hospital reports, medical imaging, MRIs. As you can see, I don't know if you can read them. Yeah. MRIs, MRAs of the brain, bone scans, X-rays, etc. These are the MRIs of my spine and nervous system alone from 2012 on. Every couple of years I get another MRI to follow the progression of the disease that the non-ionic radiation is causing, that the electromagnetics is causing, coming into the bio-nanotechnology. These bone scans are of my entire body, including my spine and central nervous system and brain, showing severe injury. I also have eyewitness testimony to violent physical manipulation of my head, torso, extremities, eyes, and jaw, as well as eyewitness testimony of sleep deprivation. All physical manifestations are through the manipulation of my central and peripheral nervous systems by the electromagnetic signals being sent to the nanotechnology, the messages throughout my entire body. They are called M-band, W-band, M-band, and band, whole body area networks. These are medical networks that should not be used. These systems cannot be allowed to be used by the medical industry, the military industry, the technology industry, or any other industry. It must be deemed illegal. It's proven through my evidence and all other evidence that is being put together through the legal cases of these. W-band, M-band, and whole body area networks are scientifically, medically, and legally proven to be torture and murder through the electromagnetics and the radiation going into the bio-nanotechnology. It destroys the human body. Dr. Hildegard Staniger has done tests for nanotechnology and has found conclusive scientific evidence of nanobiotechnology through an energy field analysis. The biotechnology Rugolosin 23537-16-8, revealing the corporation IBM Cloud and as the research and experimentation contractor, and Northrop Grumman NEC as the holder of the license under the corporation of the military-industrial complex. Our president and commander, Dwight D. Eisenhower, warned us of the military-industrial complex when he stated in his farewell address to the nation. Also, John F. Kennedy's speech on secret societies and the military-industrial complex in 1961, both prophetic to what is going on today. We did not have to let this happen. They told us what was going to happen. The light should have shined then, and the light didn't shine then. And we've let this go on for 70 years since World War II. World War II has never ended. It has just gone underground. Secret societies have infiltrated from the Council of Foreign Relations, as John F. Kennedy stated, and through the military-industrial complex, intelligence complex, oxymoron, as President Eisenhower and John F. Kennedy stated, and many other statesmen and leaders. And they moved from there into the Department of Homeland Security and down the line to the gang stalkers, law enforcement, etc., to every corner of the globe Good versus evil. Same old story. We need the light to shine in the darkness. Again, the light always outshines the darkness. Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower warned,
in the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
Akin to and largely responsible for the sweeping changes in our industrial military posture has been the technological revolution during recent decades. In this revolution, research has become central. It has also become more familiarized, complex, and costly. A steadily increased share conducted for, by, or at the direction of the federal government. Today, the solitary inventor tinker in his shop has been overshadowed by the task forces of scientists in laboratories and testing fields. In the same fashion, the Free University, historically the fountainhead of free ideas and scientific discovery, has experienced a revolution in the conduct of research, partly because of the huge costs involved. A government contract becomes virtually a substitute for intellectual curiosity. For every old Blackbird, there are now hundreds of new electronic computers. And considering this was Dwight D. Eisenhower, there's billions. And of course, this has just gotten worse. It's prophetic. It has happened. We need to stop it. It has happened. We just need to fight it. The prospect of domination of the nation's scholars by federal employment, project allocations, and power of money is ever present and gravely to be regarded. Yet in holding scientific research and discovery in respect as we should, we must also be alert to the equal and opposite danger that public policy could itself become the captive of a scientific technological elite. Now this is in the 50s. It is the task of statesmanship to mold, to balance, and to integrate these and other forces, new and old, within the principles of our democratic system, ever aiming towards the supreme goals of our free society. Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower's farewell speech was prophetic to the events today, and we did not have to let it happen. But we need to do something about it now that it's here. You know what Einstein has said and Stephen Hawking has said about artificial intelligence, and it's here. We stop it or else. John F. Kennedy declares in John F. Kennedy's speech on secret societies and the military-industrial complex in 1961.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. If the press is awaiting a declaration of war before it imposes the self-discipline of combat conditions, then I can only say that no war ever posed a greater threat to our security. If you are awaiting a finding of clear and present danger, then I can only say that the danger has never been more clear, and its presence has never been more imminent.
Electronic intrusion, directed energy weapons, electromagnetic weaponry is being used around the world against citizens of the world. Please, media, major media, news, attorneys, legal forces, medical forces, scientists, we need you. We need the truth spoken. That's all we ask for. That's all the Lord asked for. Onward with John F. Kennedy.
It requires a change in outlook, a change in tactics, a change in missions by the government, by the people, by every businessman or labor leader, and by every newspaper. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.
By our media, by the newspapers, by television, by CNN, ABC, CBS, NBC, any of them.
On many earlier occasions I have said, and your newspapers have constantly said, that these are times that appeal to every citizen's sense of sacrifice and self-discipline. They call out to every citizen to weigh his rights and comforts against his obligations to the common good. I cannot now believe that those citizens who serve in the newspaper business consider themselves exempt from that appeal. But I am asking the members of the newspaper profession and the industry in this country to re-examine their own responsibilities, to consider the degree and the nature of the present danger, and to heed the duty of self-restraint which that danger imposes upon us all. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. And that is why our press was protected by the First Amendment, the only business in America specifically protected by the Constitution, not primarily to amuse and entertain, not to emphasize the trivial and the sentimental, not to simply give the public what it wants, but to inform, to arouse, to reflect, to state our dangers and our opportunities, to indicate our crises and our choices, to lead, mold, educate, and sometimes even anger public opinion.
And even scare them with the truth, but the truth must be told to protect your families, if anything else, your children, your wife, your father, your mother, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your businesses, to protect the military-industrial complex, IBM, Northrop Grumman, NEC, Raytheon, to protect Shiver Air Force Base. We need the truth out there. It just needs to be stopped. Someone needs to say they're sorry. World War II has never ended. It just went underground. Secret societies have infiltrated from the Council of Foreign Relations through the military-industrial complex into the Department of Homeland Security, etc., to every corner of the globe. Good versus evil. Same old story. We need the light to shine in the darkness. The light always outshines the darkness. Please come forward and help us. You're only going to be helping yourselves once you see my testimony on itnj.org. Mariana Maritato tells the truth on itnj.org, as does Sister Carrie Berner and Kevin Berner, and all of us coming forward about not only targeted individuals, but the same people are human trafficking, child sex trafficking, etc. The world is going to begin to see the truth, and major media will have no choice. Newspapers will have no choice to put it on the front page, or they're going to be overrun like the rest of the world. But thank you very much. You have a wonderful evening.